Hi everyone, this is Dr. Tejaswini. I am a consultant medical oncologist as well as a clinician research scientist in oncology. So today I would like to discuss regarding two rooms which I live in. So one room is the clinic which I regularly get exposed to, and the second room is basically the research part or where there is a vial. So two rooms where I fight with a single enemy that is known as cancer. So coming to my first room. So my first room is mainly of the chair. So in the chair, I drag towards the patient where I have to break the news that the patient is having cancer. So this is one of the thing. And in my second room, I have a vial which consists of a few ml, but it takes years to get for that. And along with that, we also have a lot of clinical trials going on in that, where finally from thousands of molecules comes a single molecule which comes to the market to the patient. So today I would like to discuss regarding both the rooms, but before starting that, I would like to discuss regarding one person who is mainly from that room. So that is Mr. Pragada Subbarao. He is an Indian who has been, lost his father during his childhood and also lost his brother because of the tropical sprue. Then he decided that he'll be into medicine. He has done his medicine in Madras Medical College. Later on, he pursued further in USA regarding the research part. So I am standing in somewhere there, and to say he is the one who found ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is the main molecule of or currency of energy in a living cell. So mainly to say about Pragada Subbarao, the ATP which he found later on, folic acid also. That folic acid is one of the molecule which helped many unborn to get prevented from birth defects. After that, there was something which is known as the methotrexate. So from his inventions, there is another person who found out the methotrexate, that is a scientist named Faber. So he has been into this into the discovery of methotrexate. This compound, which is known as methotrexate, is known to many of the biology students. But methotrexate is the first molecule which was found to prevent blood cancers, that is leukemia. So till then, the cancer or blood cancers, so many kids have died with that, and it is not been prevented. But here, to say after methotrexate has been there, the methotrexate has given a lot of boost up to the cancer field, and it started preventing the leukemias. So coming to the first thing. So after this, I would like to discuss first regarding the second room, that is the vial. So to get into the vial, it took around a lot of generations to say, and then this vial is nothing but it has a few ml, and it took thousands of years to develop. So coming to the research wing, which I am discussing on my other half of the room. So starting from that vial, actually what happens was, we begin with many compounds, and most of them die within months. They don't work, or they kill healthy cells alongside the cancer cells. So some of them survive and they go for animal studies. Then most die there too. So then come the human trials, and first a small group only. Is it safe? So then a larger group. Does it seem to be doing anything at all? And then the decisive stage, that is many patients across many centers, they compared honestly against the best treatment we already had. So, and as someone who had led research, sometimes I am the one who had an end of the program to tell the scientists that we have to end the molecule here after years of research. At the same time, the next day morning, I need to go to the clinic and tell the patient, saying that, no, there is some research going on. What happened to the newer molecule? Is there any newer for this treatment? So then I do meet then the next morning the patient, and then I tell them that this discontinued program. And then in my clinic, where a man asked me, is there anything new? I know exactly what is in the pipeline, but exactly why it failed, I can't reveal to the patient. So this comes to the brutal process. That is, after methotrexate, we learn to combine medicines. This is known as protocol in the lab, whereas in my clinic, that is something a patient or a kid who has taken methotrexate or a combination of treatments, and then today he is living in his 20s or 30s with his own kids. In the same way, there is another treatment which is gentler and smarter. So instead of removing an entire breast for a woman of breast cancer like earlier, a small lump can be removed. So this is known as equivalent outcomes in the field of research. But in my consulting room, it is a woman who is weeping with grief and she is with relief. And then comes the targeted therapy. So medicines designed like a key that fit into a lock specifically in the cancer cells. That is what is targeted therapy. So in the lab it is known as molecular biology, but in the clinic it is a patient who kept her hair, who kept her job, and who kept her dignity. And I can say with pride in India that our country has been one of the world's greatest makers of cancer treatments. When a molecule becomes off patent, India is the first one which manufactures it at a lesser cost for all our patients. And not only for our patients, it is also being used in countries like Africa, Southeast Asia, and also Latin America. So medicine made her keep alive, and all the people who meet in other countries, we don't meet the patients also, it will be useful for the visit. So next I would like to discuss regarding the first part, that is the room. So when I was being practicing regularly, seeing patients in the clinic, what I felt the much was like seeing most of the people say the powerful tool for a oncologist or a cancer specialist is chemotherapy or radiation. But it is not that. The powerful tool is a chair which I pull towards the patient, sit at their level and tell them that they have a cancer. So how do I break this news? So whenever there is a patient who comes to the clinic having a breast cancer without knowing that, along with their family, I tell them first saying that what do they know about the disease. So once I know what do they know about the disease, I keep telling them that no need of worrying, there is treatment, and this is something known as breast cancer in the earlier stages. Sometimes in stage 4, most of the people have a notion that will it get cured? No. There is a difference between prolongation of life, which can be mistaken as cure. But whatever it is, I don't begin with a report. I begin with one question. What do you understand about your problem so far? Then I listen. Then I tell her the truth gently and slowly. Then I stop because the next 30 seconds belong to her. Some patients weep. Some patients completely silent. Some ask immediately, doctor, how much time do I have? And some ask the question, giving in a soft place in me, saying that, doctor, what wrong did I do? So there is nothing wrong being done. Cancer is not a punishment. It is not karma. It is a biology and a cell that forgot how to stop. So, and I will tell, my years of research have given me for that chair. And when I explain her the disease, I am not repeating a textbook total all. And I'll be describing something I have watched over. And when I say, we are trying, and here is honestly where we are. And she will understand that because science has given me the words and the chair taught me when to stop using them. Every patient asks it, like every family asks it. The main thing is, how much time do I have? So as a scientist, I know exactly what survival figures are and how they were produced. As a clinician, I know that happens to every family that the numbers can be misunderstood. So when I see people stop living before they had to, and because someone quoted them a figure as if it were a date. So there is one more thing in honesty to say, and I believe that it is totally a betrayal for the patient and the science, because from the chair I have learned that those months actually are. Months are a daughter's wedding. Months are the few months whatever left are a son's education or a degree. Months are enough time to say the things that were never said earlier. So never call them small, whatever time they might be having, but they never call it cure either. And here it is what is decided. More than any molecule in my pipeline, when the cancer was found, the most sophisticated medicine that the world struggles for a disease which is ignored over years, compared to the oldest, cheapest chemotherapy that can cure cancer which is caught early. Remember that, because it will return to cancer caught early and the cancer that can be cured. This is one of the very dictum in the field of cancer treatment. Finally, coming to the hardest part of the journey. So a family comes to me and the cancer is early curable. I explain them saying that, and then they nod, saying, take the file, and then they disappear. So months later they return, and now the disease has grown. Why? Because someone told that there is a miracle treatment that is guaranteed with a powder, and then they have followed that. After that, the disease has increased because someone charged them a fortune for treatment without side effects. And understand how these people operate. They never show the failures first, because to say the failures are in the graveyard, and graveyard say dead people cannot give testimonials. Usually someone who never had cancer or someone who quietly took proper treatment as well. So they feed on fear, on hope, and the terror of course. So by the time the family returns, the window has closed, and then the curable cancer has become incurable, and then there is no medicine in any of the laboratories, or nothing is there that can buy time back. So I am not against yoga, or I am not against faith, or I am not against good or traditional wellness. This genuinely carries a patient through, but to say about support is always not a substitute. Anyone who tells you to stop proven treatment for a secret guaranteed cure, he is not a healer. They are predators. So we need to be preventable to them. The second one which I wanted to explain is regarding dummy medicines. So I have seen a lot of counterfeit medicines and substandardized cancer drugs. So vials were filled with color water and forged labels, and the family spends everything they have for the treatment of cancer. And when the truth is, the patient was never treated at all, because it is all the dummy medicines which were being given. So I have stood on that side and also this one. So I softly say, so with paperwork, nothing can be reliable. So you need to have a proper contact. Don't try to go for discounted medicines which are substandardized. And finally, to say the third one is into my own thing. And let me say it here, that the greatest unfinished work of my field is not about discovery, it is access. So to say a gap in a cancer treatment is not starting from our own lab to pharmacy. The more time is from the patient who is to get to the access. So that is where the gap lies. So access is the most difficult task. And for that, a family. So what can we do for this? So what can you do? For that, the first step is regarding screening for symptoms. Any of you having a symptom of having a breast lump which is continuously being there, or anywhere a lump in the body which is continuously growing, or if you find anything like bleeding which is abnormal in cough or in stool, urine, or in between the periods, a mouth ulcer which is not getting cured, it is though mainly for the tobacco users, and any unexplained weight loss or a changing mole, none of them automatically mean you are having a cancer. It means you need to get checked. Don't wait for certainty. Certainty is very expensive. So second one is use the prevention that already exists. Cervical cancer screening in women has already been there. Breast cancer, mammogram, and examination is advised, and the HPV vaccine to your kids. So these all help preventing a cancer before it begins. And tobacco, which is the single largest preventable cause. The day you stop, your risk begins to fall. Third one is regarding the affordability. So most of you think that cancer treatment is not affordable. Ask your doctor before going to the cancer treatment affordability, because in India there are most of the treatments who are in the affordable range. And fourth one is don't fear about the clinical trials. I see a lot of patients come to me say that clinical trials, something happens to them. It is nothing like that. In fact, to say, in trial patients are among the most closely watched patients in all of the medicine. Fifth one is basically a miracle cure message. So as students, when you get a miracle cure message, so don't scroll past, answer it and question it. One question can save for multiple lives together, and one corrected forwarded message can save many lives. And that makes you part of this fight, and surely as anyone in my laboratory. So it is, finally to say, it is 7 in the evening and my last patient would be leaving. A young man who finished his final cycle of chemotherapy today. His mother stops at the door and turns and folds her hands. I fold mine too. Not because of anything I did great. I can say because in this moment, both my rooms, whatever I have explained you, come to one alignment and they collapse into one. And I can see the whole chain. That is a poor boy from Bhimavaram, whom I have explained you earlier about Subbarao, and then the person who failed twice in his exams, and then a laboratory, a vial, and a mother's folded hands, whom I have counseled. So hundreds of years ago, cancer was just a sentence. Today, it is a fight where we are winning more than losing. And tomorrow, it is something we catch so early, it barely gets to fight at all. But that tomorrow does not rest in the hands of the scientists who are preparing the medicine, or not in the doctors who are treating the patients. And it is not certainly in the industry which manufactures it. The rest is in the hands of the aunt who finally goes for a checkup, and the uncle who throws his gutka, and the family which refuses a miracle powder, the student who deletes the fake message and forwards an exact fact. So we can make the medicine, we can sit in the chair, but you decide whether anyone arrives on time. So cancer divides a life into before cancer and after cancer. But awareness for cancer divides it into caught early and caught late. So choose early and choose truth over medicines. Choose to check, not to fear. And this is how we win: one molecule, one chair, and one conversation at a time. Thank you so much.